747, 24/7, 361 degrees. Um, while I'm on YouTube, let me share it a little bit. Okay, peace to the family. 747, degrees. All right, so this is a warm up little topic of discussion that I'm gonna have with y'all. All right, I'm gonna be doing a ceremony later on tonight. Just a little bit later, I'm gonna be doing a ceremony for my son, for his placenta. All right, so it will be the Tree of Life ceremony. I'm gonna be doing that for my son, and what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna take the placenta and actually put it at the roots of the tree, the roots of the tree when I replant a tree. All right, so the question is, a lot of people ask me, well, what should, you know, they ask me, how can we connect up to the ancestors? How can we connect up to a higher form of spirituality in a sense? All right. So one of the ways is through life itself, through the life of your child, through the life of of just living in wholeness, peace, and prosperity. But having certain rituals and certain ceremonies is definitely in order. A birth ceremony, as well as a marriage ceremony and a death ceremony. And we're being molded by the tools of reality, and molded by the jewels that we pursue in our life. Okay, and the value that we place upon these jewels. Okay, ceremony later on tonight for my Rage, stop. Rage, stop. Come on, JoJo. You okay? My daggone dog playing too rough with him. Go ahead. You gotta hit her. She playing too rough. Kick the crap out of her. All right. Go ahead. She, you see his little, you see his little butt. He's so mad. She tackled him right, and she grabbed him by his ponytail. He got a ponytail, so she grabbed his ass by his ponytail. He was upset. Stop. They keep on fighting over the toy between him and her. This is crazy. Come on, go up there, yo. This is so funny. Yo, this is so funny. That was so funny. Come on, JoJo. Yo, you better kick the crap out of her. Stop letting Rage bully you. Look at them. Look at her. She just really messing with him. I'm sorry, y'all. She's really bothering him. Yo, stop. Stop. Shit. She's really bothering him. Come on, you good. He going in there. Close the door. He's salty. That was so funny. That was really funny. Um, he better not go in there. I hear him crying too. I hear his butt crying. He wasn't even crying before. That's how you know children be manipulating. Because look, he wasn't crying when he left here, right? But he goes in there now. I hear him crying, and he goes in there to his mom. Stop the bull stuff. Stop the bull stuff, Joseph. Stop manipulating. That was so crazy. He was not crying. But he goes in there, I just hear him start crying like, like, ah! Yo, children are off the hook, man. They need to stop manipulating. Children are natural born manipulators for some reason. Oh man, that's a sidebar joke. Yo, he need to give her a pop pop. Yes, he does. Stop letting rage bully him. Real talk. Let me go back to my subject. Let me go back to my subject. Listen, um, in a couple hours, I'm going to actually do a ceremony for my son. All right, it's going to be the Tree of Life ceremony. Also, we call it a rooting ceremony. All right, well, where I'm going to take his placenta and actually put it at the base of the roots of a tree that I'm going to replant. Okay. Now I'm also going to say a couple words of so forth. I'm gonna bless the moment, and but one thing I'm gonna tap into when I do this ceremony is I'm going to tap into the four ancestors. Okay, when I do his Tree of Life ceremony or his rooting ceremony, I'm actually going to tap into four great ancestors along the way. All right, it's four great ancestors that's going to be there, and they're going to spring forth life. We're going to have fire is going to be there. We're going to have uh, air. Of course, air is going to be there. Air is always in the place to be. Air is going to be there. Um, we're going to also have um, water. Of course, water is going to be there. And we're going to have earth. Earth is going to be there as well. And they're going to spring forth something else, which is called life. Now, these four higher forces, what we call of fire, air, water, and earth, these four higher forces, these four ancestors, are also related to the primes. Of when we talk about the four primes, when we start off with the four primes, but it's five primes, as in the last prime being axis prime. The first prime being um, being that of neutral prime. All right, and neutral prime is any number like 0 or divisible by 2. So that would be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. That would be neutral primes. Okay, now you might say, well, what element does neutral prime coincide with? In actuality, all primes, they link up with every element in some particular way, because they can reflect in another form but still be the same prime. All right. So now, what does a prime represent? You say, man, we're going back to the Transformers movie or some shit like that. No, like when you resonate with the numbers, this which I do with the codex. All right. When you resonate with the numbers, listen, you come across some numbers that are called prime numbers. Am I right or am I wrong? Now, when you come across these prime numbers actually represent uniqueness of some sort, because a prime would be um only one times that number equals itself. All right, for instance, try to come up with a number times such and such that equals 13. You can't find a number times such and such that equals 13 or 17 or 23 or 27 or um 29 or 31. You can't come up with other numbers times that number that equal that number. So that those numbers essentially are unique numbers. They represent a form of uniqueness. But I'm gonna shed some light on some things, that every number has a form of uniqueness. Every number and how it manifested within this plane of thought, what we call reality, has a form of uniqueness. All right. So now, going back to what I was saying, going back to your numbers and how you manifest it. All right. Now, this based upon your perceived reality as well, your residual self-image. It deals with that because at a certain point in time, you build residual self-image throughout the years. Okay, just learning life itself, you build a form of residual self-image. All right, and it's the same thing with the numbers. It's your residual self-image. Okay, boom, and that's your degree of how you manifest it in this plane of reality. Okay, so you got various different numbers of sort, um, and each number particularly is a prime, a certain type of prime, and it has a designated job. Within a new age of what we call information, this is like, it's not like the zodiac where it describes your personality. Um, when you manifest with these numbers, with the primes, it actually represents your designated job or duty, okay, or purpose, not just not describing your personality of sort. Okay, so now you got the neutral prime, any number divided by 2. Then you got the lunar prime comes after the neutral. Okay, and that would be dag man, these bugs are tearing me up. I ain't gonna lie to you. So I'm gonna end this broadcast in like 3 minutes. They are tearing me up, man. I need some bug spray or something. Listen, um, you got the lunar prime, which is the 1 and the 9. 1 and 9 is just the lunar prime. So that would be September. That would be September would be a lunar prime number, and also January would be a lunar prime number. Okay. Then you got the solar primes, and the solar primes are your three, your 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, 23, 27, 29, and 31. Those are 11 of them. Okay? Those are your solar primes, idealistic ones, hope bringers, and so forth. Excuse me. Hope bringers. All right? Vector prime is another way of saying that these are our leaders. These are our designated leaders. Okay, so that would be 3, 6, and 9 would be your vector primes. 3, 6, and 9. Okay, so that's it definitely has some significance to everything that I'm saying. Okay, and then at the end of that, you have your axis prime, which would be 15, 23, and 25. Those would be your axis numbers or your life numbers, and they also connect up with the codex because you go into 15 represents the throat to give to speak things into existence. Then you got 23, which represents the cyclops, which is the hidden eye or the third eye. All right, which is to think things into existence. And then you got uh the 25, which actually is to give birth to things into existence. Right? So they are definitely related when it comes to the uniqueness of the number. All right, but I didn't want to get too deep on here, but I end up sharing some stuff about the codex so y'all can understand it a little bit better. And but I wanted to touch bases with y'all that I will be doing the ceremony in a little bit, a couple hours. All right, most likely it's going to be at 11:13 or 11:31 that I'm going to do it, or 10:31 that I'm going to do the ceremony. And the Facebook, I really appreciate y'all. Cool, salutations. Um, and like I said, I love y'all. All right, make sure y'all hold y'all